Hare Krishna everyone, and we are continuing the perfection of yoga by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Page number 50. It is the duty of everyone to become Krishna conscious and to serve the cause of Krishna. When one actually realizes this, he becomes a Mahatma or a great soul. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that after many births, when one comes to the platform of real knowledge, he, quotes, surrenders unto me, unquote. Why is this? Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. The wise man realizes that Vasudeva, Krishna, is everything. However, Krishna says that such a great soul is rarely found. Why is this? If an intelligent person comes to understand that the ultimate goal of life is to surrender unto Krishna, why should he hesitate? Why not surrender immediately? What is the point in waiting for so many births? When one comes to that platform, to that point of surrender, he becomes a real sannyasi. Krishna never focuses on forcing anyone to surrender unto him. Krishna never forces anyone to surrender unto him. Surrender is a result of love, transcendental love. Aww, look at that. Krishna never forces anyone to surrender unto him. Surrender is a result of love, transcendental love, not fear, ladies and gentlemen, Prabhus and Matajis, not fear. Out of love. Okay, where there is force and where there is no freedom, there can be no love. Haribol! When a mother loves a child, she is not forced to do so, nor does she do so out of expectation of some salary or remuneration. Similarly, we can love the Supreme Lord in so many ways. We can love Him as master, as friend, as child, or as husband. There are 5 basic rasas, or relationships, in which we are eternally related to God. When we are actually in the liberated stage of knowledge, we can understand that our relationship with the Lord is in a particular rasa. That platform is called Svarupa Siddhi, or real self-realization. Everyone has an eternal relationship with the Lord, either as master and servant, a friend and friend, parent and child, husband and wife, or lover and beloved. These relationships are eternally present. The whole process of spiritual realization and the actual perfection of yoga is to revive our consciousness of this relationship. At present, our relationship with the Supreme Lord is pervertedly reflected in this material world. In the material world, the relationship between master and servant is based on money or force or exploitation. There's no question of service out of love. The relationship between master and servant, pervertedly reflected, continues only for so long as the master can pay the servant. As soon as the payment stops, the relationship also stops. Similarly, in the material world, there may be a relationship between friends, but as soon as there is a slight disagreement, the friendship breaks and the friend becomes an enemy. When there is a difference of opinion between son and parents, the son leaves home and the relationship is severed. The same with husband and wife. A slight difference of opinion and there's divorce. No relationship in this material world is actual or eternal. We must always remember that these ephemeral relationships are simply perverted reflections of that eternal relationship we have with the Supreme Lord. A slight diversion, but explanations that, okay, you may have a perfect friendship, you may have a perfect family, you may have a perfect, like master servant, even if you don't work for the guy, you still have, for the person, you still have some respect and everything, but then we die, so it's not eternal. Yes, so we must always remember that these ephemeral relationships are simply perverted reflections of that eternal relationship we have with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have experienced that the reflection of an object in a glass is not real. It may appear real, but when we go to touch it, we find that there is only glass. We must come to understand that these relationships as friend, parent, child, master, servant, husband, wife, or lover are simply reflections of that relationship we have with God. When we come to this platform of understanding, then we are perfect in knowledge. When that knowledge comes, we begin to understand that we are servants of Krishna and that we have an eternal love relationship with Him. In this love relationship, there's no question of remuneration, but of course remuneration is there, but it is much greater than whatever we earn here through the rendering of service. There is no limit to Shri Krishna's remuneration. In this connection, there is the story of Bali Maharaj, a very powerful king who conquered a number of planets. The denizens of the heavenly planets appealed to the Supreme Lord to save them, for they had been conquered by the demoniac king, Bali Maharaj. Upon hearing their pleas, Shri Krishna took the shape of a dwarf Brahmin boy and approached Bali Maharaj, saying, "My dear king, I would like something from you. You are a great monarch and are renowned for giving in charity for the Brahmanas, so would you give me something?" Bali Maharaj said, "I will give you what you want. I simply want whatever land I can cover in 3 steps, the boy said. "Oh, is that all?" the king replied. "And what will you do with such a small piece of land?" He's a dwarf, right? "So what will you do with such a small piece of land? What will you do?" "Though it may be small, it will suffice me," the boy smiled. Smiled, right? Bali Maharaj agreed, and the boy dwarf took 2 steps and covered the entire universe. He then asked Bali Maharaj where he was going to take his 3rd step. And Bali Maharaj, understanding that the Supreme Lord was showing him his favor, replied, "My dear Lord, I have now lost everything. I have no other property, but I do have my head. Would you so kindly step there?" Lord Shri Krishna was then very much pleased with Bali Maharaj, and he asked, "What would you like from me?" "I never expect anything from you," Bali Maharaj said, "but I understand that you wanted something from me, and now I have offered you everything." "Yes," the Lord said, "but from my side I have something for you. I shall remain always as an order-carrier servant in your court." In this way, the Lord became Bali Maharaj's doorman, and that was his return. If we offer something to the Lord, it is returned millions of times. But we should not expect this. The Lord is always eager to return the service of His servant. Whoever thinks that the service of the Lord is actually his duty is perfect in knowledge and has attained the perfection of yoga. Jai, so thank you so much for tuning in today, and tomorrow we will continue with the next chapter, so stay tuned. The link to this book is in the description, and please check it out and share it with all the yogis and yoga aspirants that you know. Yes, so see you next time. Hare Krishna.